Cascade, Idaho, second trip, utilizing permaculture techniques to improve a property. A couple things that are going on is that this corner of the building had some erosion going on, and we're doing some bat abatement. There were over 207 bats identified coming out of the building. So on this northeast corner, we've installed a dead man concrete pad to stop the erosion, which would undermine this corner of the building. And it was starting to move soil and dirt down the hill and to the street. So we started a process of fixing the erosion problem of these stairs and this corner of the building. Above, I'm using a net system to allow the bats to get out, but not to get back in. And we're having a modicum of success with that, but the building and the amount of holes that are available to the bats is significant. The roof flashing exceeds anything I can shield from the bats, and then I couldn't tape to the flashing very well because the temperature was over 95 degrees and the tape just melted off. I've extended my Swales back cut, and the client is going to want me to smooth out the berms and backfill it with wood chips or mulch or rock or something. And so this will all be flat eventually, but right now, to capture water, I've back cut the swales again. Over here on this roof line, we've transitioned the gutter to go back towards rain barrels and to the bottom of the property on the back side of the property. And I'll show you that in a second. So the gutters have been raised and are now falling in this direction. Again, there's more bat abatement, screening. And then the gutters come down here and they go to a little siphon and they go into these buckets. And the buckets will help water this new garden bed that I've installed. So this is a raised garden bed that's 2 feet tall, roughly. Two 2x12 stacked on top of each other. We're putting organic material on the bottom with hardware cloth to stop gophers, moles, voles, and any other critter. On the south side of the property, we've installed a retaining wall, and this retaining wall is out of pressure treated material. Originally, we were going to do cement block, but the client declined on that and said that the retaining wall out of pressure treated would work adequately for now. So these are all cemented in, and there has to be some backfilling for the retaining wall to effectively work. So we're going to work on backfilling that with rock and other materials. And then we're going to go down to the rest of the property. You can see on the back side of this sunroom that the netting on top was effective to remove the bats and not allow them back in. But again, there's so many holes in the building that I don't think that we stopped all of the bats. Down here, we've modified the swale sets. I've added a little miniature swale, and that goes all the way across, but the client requested a walking path basically straight down the hill, so I installed that. And then I've widened the swales back cut again to roughly 4 to 5 feet so they can get a lawnmower in here. And then as we traverse with the lawnmower, because they're going to want to mow this if they don't put any other material down, they're going to want to turn the lawnmower, go down the hill, and go across the hill if they want, and then come back through the swales, and then Again, we're roughly 4 feet. I don't know if that's enough turning radius for the lawnmower, but they're going to figure that out. And then my back cuts again on my swales have been increased to accommodate the lawnmower or the riding lawnmower. And then as you can see, the swales have their mounds established fairly nicely. These will get smoother over time as time goes by. I had other projects to do that were more important than the swales, so the swales have become a back burner project. So I do this in the evenings when I have a little bit of time. And you can see that the swales are set. And then we come down to the burn pit. Next to the burn pit, we have our pine needle pile, which the client has requested to cover to keep dry from the snow so she can burn the pine needles. I requested to compost them and turn them into material for the swales, and that request was denied. Our debris down here is going to get removed or burned or buried, and we've built a hugelkultur mound, which is not on contour. It's off of contour, about 15 to 20 degrees. And the hugelkultur mound has a bunch of wood at the bottom, and then sticks, and then pine needles, and then carbaceous material from the fire pit, and then dirt. And eventually it'll get plants. And the client requested to do this, so I was impressed that she even knew what hugelkultur was, or hugelkultur, whatever you want to call it. So there you have it. There's the improvements so far, and interesting stuff. Not exactly the way I wanted to operate the system, but we modified a fit as we go. And permaculture is an evolving system. So I wanted to plant out all these swales, and I didn't get a chance to do what I set out to do on this task, but I did put seed in, and the seed will take. Some of it will germinate now and grow to fruition through the remainder of the year. Right now it's August 23rd or so. And some of them will wait till next year because it's past their growth date. And if they germinate now, then well, they're just organic material for the grinder. I found that these plastic barrels could not be linked because the lids do not come off of them. So I can't get my hand in to install a bulkhead fitting. So that was kind of a bummer. So I can't link these barrels the way I want to, but I was able to link the barrel to a hose. And the hose goes up to the rain gutter. And so that's about that. I've established a tool set for this site for future endeavors, so that way I don't have to lug tools 690 miles. But this is now a tool shed for me, so that way I can come up here at my leisure and do work and make things happen for the client. Over here, I have had to repair cracks in the access for the basement. I've just used some concrete to fill in the hole and hopefully reduce the amount of mice and things coming in. This access is very large, and the snow load on this roof was creating so much weight that it broke this foundation piece, which is not supposed to be attached and is not attached to the house, it broke it away appropriately. So this failed and did not fail this foundation. So this was separated properly. So the people who installed this did a good job, but whoever installed this didn't set up for animals. They didn't set up to stop animals from getting in the building. And I'm going to try and show you why that is true. It might be a little bit dark in here, but there's a dead mouse. A dead mouse has been there for a while. And whoever did the work underneath the building left one hell of a mess. I really don't like it when construction guys just leave trash underneath the building. It really doesn't bode well for anything I have to do next. This is going to be kind of a difficult situation for me because I have to crawl this eventually. I have to get under here and actually do stuff. And it's a bummer that they left all this trash in my way because I have to get the trash out before I can do anything. And that really makes my life harder. So for all you construction guys out there that are doing work, please, please, please clean up after yourself. Don't leave this kind of a mess for the next guy. Just remember, you might be the next guy. And I wouldn't do this to you, so try not to do it to me, okay? Anyways, that's all I got for you today. Everybody out there in the permaculture landia, have a great day.